Hello there, this is Jim for ShelfAware, here to walk you through how to manually set up an order using ShelfAware. Before we get started, let's talk about why this demo is relevant and put some more context on it. Suppliers may need to use this feature for a couple of reasons. A supplier may be new to ShelfAware and the thresholds to trigger this automated order fulfillment aren't quite dialed in yet. Another scenario, maybe more common, is that a supplier's customer would potentially be sending in a PO because they require an unusual amount of parts for a specific project. So follow along. You'll need to have the following first. You'll need to be logged in as a supplier. You'll need to have customer location, and sublocation information already set up. And you'll need to have parts already set up in ShelfAware for that customer. This is not a demo of how to set up a new user, a new customer, or add new parts. That information is covered in your instructions titled Supplier Setup in ShelfAware Learn. So let's get started. Whatever screen you might be first in when you log into ShelfAware is set up by your admins at your company. So I'll show you where to go from here. You'll hover over inventory and you're going to want to click on order. Now that you're in the order screen, take a look at the buttons along this bottom ribbon of the screen. You'll want to use the add order button. A pop-up now displays the basic fields you'll need to create an order. At this point, at a minimum, you probably know the customer and the location because they requested it through a PO and they've told you where they need you to send the parts. But you may not know these other fields. And that's okay. Let's say we also have a customer where they have two checkout stations. One's on the shop floor and the other one's in a supply closet. So we'll go ahead and select that information as well. So as much as you know, fill out this page and click Save. This number is important. You'll want to write this down or at least copy it for pasting later. I'm going to go ahead and copy it today because I'm not going to return to this work in a day or a week or whatever. I'll just be doing it all in one sitting. So I'll hit OK on the success message after I've copied that number. And at this point, we need to add items to the order. So once again, we'll go back up into inventory. And this time we're going to click order item. So take a look at the new buttons along your bottom ribbon. The button we're looking for is add order item. In this pop-up, the first field is for finding the order that you just created. You can drop down select it, but an easier way to manage all of that is to, again, like I said, paste in or write in the order that you just created. And now you'll see it highlighted and just select it. So now we need to start filling out information. So since I've already created the customer, the location, the sublocation, I already have my items. At this point, all I need to do is just start matching what's on the PO to what I've already got set up in the system. So I'm going to drop down select just to keep it simple, but depending on how in sync your ShelfAware implementation is with POs from your customers, you can also copy and paste over into this field for customer item number. And then at that point, based on what you've previously set up, you can see the descriptions, package quantity, and number of copies, and any of that information. It's all here for you. Batch numbers, cure date, etc. What you might want to do for this use case, though, is you may need to change the package quantity, and you may need to change the number of those packages that you're sending for this specific use case. We'll go ahead and keep it simple for this demo. We'll just add one part to the order. But know that you can add items, you can edit items, you can update them with these buttons. Add order item, update order item. All those things can be done here when you're manually creating an order. So summarizing so far, we've created an order with inventory order and the add order button. And we've added items to that order using inventory order item and the add order item button. So at this point, we have an open, unconfirmed order. Keeping this simple, let's go back to the order screen and say, we're good. We want to confirm this order. It's ready to be shipped. Hover over inventory, click order. Once again, find your order with a copy paste or typing it in and click search. There's my open order. So on this screen, what we want to do now is select the row for the order we want to confirm. Look back down at our ribbon of buttons and click the confirm order button. On this pop-up, you can make edits to the shipping date. You can select a carrier if you haven't already, or you can change the carrier. And you can enter in tracking information if you have that. All of these fields are completely optional because it really depends on where you are in the process as to how much of this information you know. But for right now, let's say we at least have a confirmed order where we know we're going to send it UPS. And if we want to delete it, we can on the shipping date, but let's just say that we're here to confirm it because we're shipping it today. We'll click save, we'll get a success message, and we can see that the order is now confirmed. At this point, you could come down and print tags and go through the process of using an existing label to create your RFID encoded tags for this order. But again, the purpose of this video is to go over how to manually create an order. If you have questions about how to print RFID tags, again, see the supplier setup section on ShelfAware Learn. All right, so at this point, again, if you need to make any edits, you can also click the unconfirmed order button to put it back in a status where you can edit the order, whether that's the order itself or its order item. Maybe you need to add or subtract some new orders, items, whatever the case may be, you can do that here. I'm going to go ahead and put this one back into confirmed and leave it as it is. Okay, so now let's say it's been a couple of days. At this point, we've shipped the order, and what we need to do is now mark it as delivered so that we can correctly sync everything in our database of what that inventory is out at the customer location, including anything that's automated and anything that we just manually created. Super simple. Just come back to inventory, order, search for that outstanding order number that needs confirmed as delivered, pull it up, select it, and click the Mark Order Delivered button. So at this point, if you don't have your shipping number in there already, you can do that. The one field that's going to be mandatory on this particular pop-up is, of course, the delivery date. So we'll go ahead and just select today for the purposes of this demonstration, and we'll hit save. This confirmation message is important. It's asking you if you are sure that you want to mark the order delivered, because once an order is marked delivered, that's it. It's closed. The order is considered completely processed, and the system is going to be updated accordingly. We can hit yes on this order. We'll get our success message, and we'll click OK. So that's it. For written instructions on everything I just showed you, please return to ShelfAware Learn. As always, if you have any additional questions or you want to see more content like this, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on LinkedIn, and email tech support at shelfawarevmi.com.